Hello, you guys. How is everyone doing? I decided to come on a little early because I can't stay on but for like an hour or so. Then I gotta get off and finish doing something. So I'll give you guys the opportunity to start getting the notifications and coming into the room. Of course, I kind of wanted to. I'm in the mood to talk about some things. Of course, um, I'm waiting and letting you guys get the notifications. Okay. Let me see who is all in here. Clarinetta, Gina, Paul. I don't know why I said Paul. And I'm looking right. It says Tony. I don't know why I said Paul. Um, Joy Loves God, Ashley, Dennis, Leo, Yaya, Shirley, Pumpkin Poo, Travail, Yolanda. Oh my God, Travail, Lord Jesus. To answer your question, Tam, it's gonna continue. Killing and street violence is a vicious cycle. Shit ain't never over. Yeah. I want to talk about it for a few minutes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, DJ Sipsall. Ramona, new to you. Shout out to my mods, Sharon. Um, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button as y'all come in, okay? Whew, Lord Jesus. Lord. Okay, I wanted to talk about will the unalivings stop in Memphis, or is it going to get worse? And I kind of wanted to talk about, there's a lot of people mad. Yeah, I spelled presence wrong. Okay, I just looked at that. I was like, I just looked up at my title, so I know somebody gonna put in my chat. You spelled presence wrong. Yes, I did. I sure did. I'm gonna change it when I get the opportunity. Okay, I just looked up there at that. Okay, I put an S where it should be a C. Um, but in the wake of, we know that this is the finale today as it relates to the unfortunate untimely death of Big Jook, and he's it's over. Okay, as far as funerals and memorials and things of that nature. And I was listening to Player Cole. I was looking at what he just put up, and he said that he went down there to Privé, and I really want to I wanted to play some of what he said, because he talked about the energy. There's a lot of people at Privé, with Player Cole. Player Cole grew up around Jook and them. Jook was like their big dog or whatever. And He grew up around them. So when people grow up around somebody, you can't expect for them to feel a certain way. That's just like um somebody saying to me, well, you shouldn't, be dealing with Vanessa, right? Because, that's Black Youngster's cousin when she's been my best friend for my whole life since I was 5, right? And so, anyways, I could tell, just from what he put into the atmosphere, um, a lot of people are hurt. Of course, we do know that, and probably, angry or whatever. But I got to thinking about because he was saying that it was a lot of people that had posted up from Watkins and Brown and like North Memphis in that area, and they put up posters and stuff of a Big Juke and all of that because he knew all them people over there. And so with that being said, I'm wondering, I'm not saying that, because I'm sure they probably don't really know what happened as it relates to that. But I'm just wondering, is it gonna stop? And the reason I say that is because I'm not saying that somebody in Memphis had anything to do with what happened to him. What I'm saying is with these young people looking at, how hurt families are, how when they pass away, because when you die, you don't, your family is left to suffer. You're not suffering, it's your family members, it's your children, it's your mother, it's the people that love you the most. They are left to suffer. Okay, they are. um so when we have someone to die of natural causes, it's very heartbreaking to us. It's, I think that feeling is 5 times worse when someone is killed. Their life is interrupted, and so they're gone on, and their mother is left with the heartbreak. Their children are left with the heartbreak, the anger, of having to grow up without their fathers, without their moms and stuff. So with all of this, and I say that because Young Dolph had a funeral that was very public. People truly, love Young Dolph, and his death sparked the interest of people all over the world, not just the United States, but all over the world. You have people to tune in. I was looking at my analytics the other day. You have people to tune in from other countries and stuff, because even almost 3 years later, people are still very, very interested in Young Dolph because they was fans of his. Now, Big Juke was not an artist, but he was in the music industry, and because his brother is an artist, right? And because of, his name coming up in the Young Dolph's case and all of that, it still sparked the interest of a whole lot of people because of his brother being in the industry, because his name coming up in this Young Dolph's case. So people have had the opportunity to really look at and pay attention to the posts and stuff that was put up from, Mia J putting up pictures of Young Dolph with his children and her heartbreak, and um, Young Dolph's family being torn apart, to Juke's mother, posting today. I believe it was yesterday or today, about her son, what a life to take, what a bond to break. You know, the hurt that his children must be feeling also, right? So with that being said, because we have had the opportunity, so many people had the opportunity to witness this, because people die every day. And because they're not celebrities or whatever, mothers and stuff experience this every minute of the day. Losing their child, somebody losing their father, somebody losing their mother to violence. So with all of this being so public, with it being televised, because if you ain't got a name, they don't really, it's not going to be televised, right? So it's out of sight, out of mind. But this right here was in everybody's faces. People paid close attention to this. Will these young men open their eyes and stop being selfish, right? Get out of the streets and you know be there for their children. I've never seen so many people, and I'm not saying that everybody that was taken out, was was in the streets or whatever, because when young Dolph was assassinated, he was just walking into a cookie shop. Okay, so he was just outside going into a cookie shop to get some cookies, right? Um, when Big Juke was assassinated, he had just left the funeral, and I don't know what Big Juke was into. I don't know, but I will say this: nobody deserves to to die. Rather, it's it's him taking a life or somebody else taking a life. Nobody deserves that, right? Um, but I do know with the young Dolph situation, it was a beef. It was a back and forwards beef, and we all had the opportunity to witness that back and forwards beef. Young Dolph was very instrumental about what was going on, right? And so we're able to go back and look at clips and things of that nature of him talking about that, right? But um, so when does it stop? Because nobody deserves to die because of a beef. Nobody deserves to be taken out just because there's some type of what's the word that I'm looking for? Disagreement or whatever. Right? No man has the right to take another man's life, not unless they are a threat to them. They fear that their life is about to be taken. And so, with so many of these young men, because it's mostly the young men that are dying. I know Big Juke was about 47 years old. Young Dolph, at the time of his death, he was 36 years old. Okay. But we have young men that are 19, 20, 21 years old that are dying. And we also have young men that are about that age that are taking money for hits, right? And so, what they need to understand is when they're taking money for hits, people are not stupid. Trust me. Hey Jay, trust me, when somebody does something to someone, the folk people know who did it by the night time. Okay, people know who did it like right after it happens, and so it starts to spread. So what these young men need to understand is when they're taking this temporary money for a hit, it does not even cover their funeral, because that's what's going to happen next. What happens is there's retaliatory situations, and I'm not talking about Big Juke or anything like that. I'm just talking about what we see every day. There are retaliatory situations. um 30, 40, 50, 60,000, $100,000 is not enough money. A $500,000 is not enough money to have you consistently looking over your shoulder for the rest of your life, because you already know they coming. It's not enough money to have your mother looking over her shoulder for the rest of her life. A lot of the time they say, well, he tried to get his mama to move, but she wouldn't move. You know why she wouldn't move? Because he can't go tell his mama, I took money to kill young Dolph. If he go say, mama, let's move, I want you to move out of this house, she gonna look at him like he crazy. Boy, I ain't moving out of my house. Yeah, mama, it's dangerous, we need to move. It's just as bad around here. He can't say, mama, I took money to kill young Dolph, so we gotta move. He ain't gonna tell her that. And so what's gonna happen is his mother, that's the reason why you see so many mothers and grandmothers and stuff staying in their houses. And so that little money that they're taking for these hits, it ain't enough money to have to look over your shoulder and have to worry about your innocent mother or your innocent grandmother or daddy or brother and sister, right? Looking over, well, they ain't looking over their shoulders because they don't really know what you did. Or you having to worry about them consistently, because when you draw blood, you hurt people. And guess what? They coming back to get you. If they can't get you, they gonna get what's closest to you. And people are so sick now. I don't even know how the OGs let that happen. They sitting up talking about they're gonna get somebody's kids. That's supposed to be off limits, right? Mothers and stuff too, right? And so I think that's why I say, will it stop? Do these young men, because it's mostly young men, and the girls are getting just as bad, do they understand what they're doing? Most of these young girls have children. Okay, they have children, and their children end up being motherless, or they have to go away from their children because it comes back around, right? It always comes back around. There is nothing that people don't know. It's always somebody that knows something about what you've done. And so, like I say, people are doing anything for money, and it's got to stop. These killings got to stop. You people stand out, and they say you the biggest, and they chant your name and stuff, right? And I'm talking to these younger people. They chant your name and stuff, but after the funeral is over, to them, I mean, they forget they'll forget about you every now and again. They might go to your page and say, "Long live Spanky," or whoever you are. But the people that's truly doing the time is your children and your mother, right? And probably your daddy too, if he in your life, right? So with a killing stop, when people get the opportunity to see that this stuff is real, I think about retaliatory situations. I was thinking about this rapper. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to put him out there. That always that from the Whitehaven area, okay, and he's always talking about, and I think he's a very talented rapper, but he was always talking about bodies. We claim this body, we claim that body. I think it's a darn shame, because once you start to see the young men around you dropping, you got to stop, especially if you've got a foothold in the rap industry. So then they say, well, we go back and we win and spin for him. We win and spin for him. What damn difference do that make? He can't come back and be with his kids. He can't. His mama. They can't unbreak his mama heart because he down there at the grave. So you spinning means nothing, but you have ensured that another one of your homies that's next to you is gonna die. That's all you did. And so it's very unfortunate, because a lot of these rappers got the money where they ain't got to live in the hood, but they ain't got enough to pull all their homies out the hood. So when you spend some money to ensure that somebody goes spend for your homie, you have just ensured that another one of your homies that's left in the hood is going to die. You have just solidified another funeral. That's all you're doing. Okay. So that's why I say it's got to stop. I know people, want to hear me get on here and say, well, Big Jug did this, and that. Hey, listen, I have to agree with what Player Cole said. Okay. When he says that whatever Big Jug did, hey, that's between him and God now, because he's not here anymore. And that's why you don't hear me say a whole lot about it at this point, because I am sensitive to his mother, and his children have not done anything to me. So I'm older. So I'm very I was taught differently. I've been vocal about some things, and I've been very passionate about it, and I stand on what I said. Okay? But still, I don't wish death on anybody. Okay? And I never thought that I would live in a society where people feel like it's a sin to say justice for somebody. I want justice. Right? That's just what I believe in. I believe in justice. Hey, you commit a crime, you need to go to jail. But I hear people say, well, I don't wish jail on nobody. But then sit up talking about, yeah, he went out like a gangster. Yeah, he died. He died. He took all them shots. He never said a word. You motherfucker sick. Lord, forgive me for saying it, but I ain't no other way to say it. That's the reason why I say there has to be a change, because you see a bunch of these old Negroes perpetuating it. No, I don't believe in the justice system. No, I don't want no justice. Okay, well, somebody killed him. Rest in peace to him. Let's pour out some beer. He went out like a gangster. Fuck you. These folks' parents are suffering, and this is what y'all perpetuate. Y'all, we gotta change how we do things. Okay? Because let's just be honest. I'm getting ready to go ahead and just tell y'all a little something. Okay. I worked in the criminal justice system. I worked for the police department for 18 years. A lot of these Negroes are scared of jail. That's the reason why I say I'd rather see them go to jail. Because a lot of them rather just go and die. They like to commit heinous crimes and be scared to go sit up in jail with a bunch of other men who might beat the hell out of them, right? While they're out being terrorists on the street. Okay. Tracy says, two types of jobs go always be plentiful: hospitals and funeral homes. Life being born in and life going out. Wow. I was listening to somebody say that, Yo Gotti had hired um all of those security people, and he paid each one of them $125 an hour, I believe they said. And Player Co said he's been in the city all week with that type of security. So they done made a whole heap of money having 24/7 security, and you done been in the city all week. And and so I was listening to somebody say, she said, Tam, change into accountability. Absolutely. I was listening to somebody say, this is how I know it, it goes back to what I said. Somebody told me that it's deep. I was listening to somebody say that they said God in them didn't ask for the whole police department to be out like that. The police chief or somebody made that call and wanted all of those officers out like that. So I mean, that tells you everything that you need to know, when you feel, because they said they didn't want any more killings, so what I say about that is, okay, so since CJ Davis and city, whoever else, the mayor or whoever made that call, they've just set the standards really high, right? Because here's what's happening. When a lot of these young boys are killed, even in the Memphis area, okay, people come and shoot up their funerals. It's been happening. Can't nobody tell me it ain't been happening, because it has. It's been on the news, right? When it happens. So what they did was they just set the standards real high. Now, their families may not be able to hire the private security like Gotti, but since the police department, the city officials decided without them asking, because they didn't want any more killings, that they was going to put that type of security around them, then that's going to be expected for all of these young boys. Yeah, I'm sorry I did that by mistake. I hit something. All of these young boys and girls, okay? I'm sorry I did that by mistake. I clicked something. So they, a lot of parents, and which they should, they're going to expect that for all of these situations where there is a high security risk, right? Where there's a high security risk. Now, I don't know what Big Juke was into. I don't know anything about Big Juke's life. When I started hearing about Big Juke, people already knew him, right? People already knew him from around the city. I got cousins that knew him, and that had at some point had some affiliation with him and his mom and his brother when he was coming up, and definitely the Bovans, right? But I didn't know that much about him. But everybody knew that he was in the street real heavy. So what we have to do is, if I have a somebody from the department, my friends say that it runs deep. If he said that the damn night that it happened, nah, it runs deep. Okay, so then I have to assume that it has something to do with the street, right? So then if it has something to do with the street and they rolled out the red carpet and put, aside from the security that they paid for, the whole precinct out there to ensure that there were no more killings or shootings, then they've set the standards real high, because we expect that for them to do that for all of these young boys that are losing their lives. And then when they lose their lives and they have funerals, somebody come to the damn funeral and shoot up the wake in the funeral, because it happens, right? It happens. So I'm not against it. It's just that it has to happen all the way across the board, because everybody's life is important. When those young boys and girls are killed to violence, their parents and stuff need to be protected also, right? I live here in St. Louis, Missouri. Hey, that's a common thing up here, especially if they are in a gang related. You have to pay for that type of stuff though still, right? But will the killing stop in Memphis, or is it just going to get worse? Y'all, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. If we're going to have the future, if our community, especially the Black community, if there is going to be a future as it relates to our people, we can't produce we can't produce more Black children if all the Black men are dead. And at the rate that it's going, every one of them gonna be dead, because each and every one of them taking each other out, and they looking at it as just a body. I claim that body. I claim that body. That's my body. Y'all, it's something going on in our community. It is something going on where our community has become sick when people gloat about claiming a dead body. You know something is wrong with us when somebody can take money to be on a scene of a crime, stand behind. You get video so we can put it out, so we can ensure that they dead, so we can prove that they dead. You sick. Don't nobody want to see nobody dying, blood gushing all out of their head. I still can't get the thought of what they did to Big Motor out of my head. And somebody was able to take video and just record. It's something wrong, y'all. That's the reason why I say something has got to change in our community. Where do we drop the ball at? Where our young people and stuff are so desensitized. Hey, we dropped the ball with the young ones, but I'm trying to understand a lot of these ones that came up, that grew up in the 80s and stuff like I did. These motherfuckers didn't grow up like that. They know we came from a damn different era. And they on the same thing. They know we didn't just pop people and knock them off when we got mad. So why are they perpetuating that with these young people? They on the same thing. Man, get a video. Motherfucker, you know you didn't come up like that. That's not what our era did. And so we're making these younger ones, and they young enough to be your damn children and grandkids, think it's okay? You got Negroes in their damn 50s and 60s and stuff throwing up gang signs, arthritis and shit all in their damn fingers. And they throwing up gang signs on the corner with younger people that could be their damn grandsons, instead of trying to tell them something, instead of trying to kick some knowledge. They got a whole lot of wisdom. Because see, the OGs is just another word for elders, okay? And then the Bible says that elders are supposed to be reverenced because they've lived long enough to have wisdom. What's going on, y'all? Why they ain't kicking no wisdom? Why? People get a lot of gratification out of seeing folks suffer. I talk about all the time, as women, we have to be the models, okay? And I talked about how with my children, with my girls, and folks might say I'm old fashioned. I did my thing sometimes, but my girls ain't never seen a man spend the night at my house. Never. They ain't never seen me go in the bedroom, close the bedroom door, and the man walk out the next morning. Because I was the model. I was a single mother. I was the model of that household, right? I ain't say I didn't get my groove on. I said my girls didn't see it. right? But I never thought I would live to see the day that as women, and we got our daughters and our sons watching us, that women would get so much gratification out of seeing other women suffer and hurt. Well, you know, I went through it. She needs to go through it too. No, lady, you need to go get yourself some help. I see women all day, instead of taking that energy trying to build something positive, trying to build up their households, trying to build up their whatever they need to do. If they got a good man, you try to build him up. But they get in, they take a lot of energy, and they take a lot of energy, and and each and every day, and start plotting about how they want to hurt another woman. You can't even talk to another woman about what you're going through. You know, we can't do like what my grandma and them did. You start having some trouble, you got a good man at home, you can't even go to your friends now, really, and all of them, and talk about that, because she be trying to make you leave him so she could get him and he could pay her bills. I never thought I would live to see this stuff, y'all. And a lot of these people came from the same era that I came up in. I grew up in the projects in Clementine in South Memphis. That was the straight up projects until I was 12. Okay. So when people say, well, you didn't come up in no hood, motherfucker, I came from the straight up bottom, bitch. Don't you ever try to tell me nothing about my city. And so I have a connection to Memphis when you got folks trying to hijack it and you just trying to cover for them. No, I don't want to see a damn bloodbath. This is my damn city. You think I want to see these? I don't care if they came from North Memphis or South Memphis. I want to see these boys killing each other. When you have a connection to a city, you don't perpetuate garbage. Okay? But when is it going to stop? When are the men going to get back on their thrones? Okay? They talking about they pimps. You a wimp. If you call yourself a pimp, you a damn wimp. If you call yourself a pimp and I come up off of a bitch, you got old ass niggas. I come up off of a bitch. I said, what you say? I come up off of a bitch. Motherfucker, I don't know what you saying. You get away from me. You too old to be talking like that. As far as I'm concerned, you retarded. Because I came from an era where men took care of their business and they took care of their women and their children. We had a reason to put a throne on top of their head because they was the king. They ran that household, and they ran it because they understand to run a household, the money got to flow through it. Okay? And they got out there and got that. Okay? But so now we got these old Negroes, instead of them gaining wisdom, they're helping to destroy the Black community. Hey, I'm serious. They are helping to destroy the Black community. And I can talk like that because I love Black men. I have a real strong passion for Black men because I was taught that ain't nothing better than a good one. Okay? And so that's the reason why I can talk about their asses like I do when they ain't doing what they're supposed to do. When they got their asses standing on the corner and you 40 and 50 and late 30s and shit, and you got children that's growing up watching you. You got daughters watching how you mistreat their mothers. And so they sitting up, you call them mama all kinds of B's and H's. Okay, she think it's okay for a man to mistreat her and call her out of her name. She saw her daddy do it to her mama. See, I don't deal with emotional sissies. When a bitch, not motherfucker, fuck you. Go fuck your mammy hoe. You get your ass out of my house, because I'm going to tell you something. You don't deal with no emotional man that's going to be calling you all out your damn name in front of your children. Okay? You don't do that. And you got your sons and stuff watching you. The woman that's done had laid down and had your children. And all you could do is call her B's and H's. And she done had your children taking care of your babies. And that's all you know how to call her? Okay. And so I said all that to say this, that a lot of the reasons why, and a lot of people don't like it when I say it, a lot of the reasons why these young people are like they are, it is because of them looking at the older people. Instead of the older people trying to guide them right, shit, they be wanting to live out their damn childhood through them. They young. Ooh, you make me remember when I was 20. Nigga, you 50. You ain't been 20 for a long time. It's time for you to act your age and appreciate that wisdom. Okay? Appreciate that wisdom. You have came through your 20s and your 30s and you did everything you wanted to do. It's time to start exercising some wisdom and enjoying that. Okay, you gone from being supposed to be prince to a king. You supposed to be teaching these young dudes that's supposed to be the prince, right? Better. And so this stuff got to stop. It's got to stop, and these black men gonna have to be the ones to stop it. See, they don't like strong women like me because they say I talk too much. And I when I get to I don't do no talking unless it's necessary. I talk on my vlog, on my TV show, because I have a platform and it's necessary. If they stood up and did what they were supposed to do, like lead the women and the children, right, and guide them right, they wouldn't even have to hear us fussing. Okay? They wouldn't even have to hear us fussing. They get mad about the police. Well, you know, we don't like the police. Well, the black men ain't policing the community. And policing the community is making sure you take care and guide your children right. That's really what policing the community is, because a lot of these criminals coming right up out of your damn household. Hell, you already know Junebug when he pull up in your driveway that he ain't got no money to buy no car. He ain't but 16. And you let your son pull up in your damn driveway with a Challenger, $100,000 car, and you don't question it. Junebug, run me to the store. Man, you see what kind of car my son got? Your son 16. He ain't got no damn money. So you perpetuating it. Okay? So the men need to start, whether they're with the women or not, start policing the community. And that is dealing with their sons and daughters. Because girls need their fathers too. They need their fathers to validate them, so that they won't be falling for no local joker that say I love you, because her daddy has already validated her and shown her what love looks like. He go buy some Jack Purter's chicken. It ain't gonna mean nothing to her. It's a damn shame that so many young girls, because they don't have any guidance, they selling ass for Jack Purter's chicken because they ain't never had no man to validate them. Their own damn fathers don't validate them. Okay? And so we got to start policing our community. And policing our community is making sure we're raising our children up in our household, because it starts in our household. The straight drops and all of them are children up under a lot of these niggas that was misguiding them. Okay? One of my favorite scriptures is, and this is one that I keep in my spirit all day, every day. Be not deceived, for God is not mocked. Whatever a man soweth, that's just what he gonna reap. So a lot of this stuff that's going on, I ain't talking about nobody specifically. A lot of this stuff that's going on when all these women, these mess ass women, get around here, get talking about the devil is a lawyer, the devil is a liar, he messing with my son, he messing with my husband, all that whining and shit, and you already know you messy. And my favorite saying is, no, the devil ain't a lie, you a lie, you reaping what you sow. You know you're messy and low down. A lot of these folks getting a payback for what they do. Okay. Tony says, yes, Skid Row, been bad. I used to stay out LA, good people out there. But damn, children and teens and parents are beating up good teachers too. I got a friend that's a teacher, and he had been said to me, he said he can't get the parents to come to any PTA meetings. They try to call the parents to let the parents know that the children are acting up, when the parents will block the teacher. The parents will block the teacher because they don't want to hear nothing. Parents don't even know. A lot of parents don't even know their kids get report cards no more. They still, Junebug them still get report cards. I ain't seen a report card in years. You know why? Because they don't give a damn. So he said, so they'll block you. He said, but let the child go home and say, Mama, my teacher don't like me. My teacher yelled at me. My teacher showing favoritism and said this. Mama gonna get up out of bed and put on her fur flops, okay, with her see-through nightgown on, with her blue hair in her head, and come up to the damn school and fight the teacher. Okay. That's for real. That ain't no joke. That's for real. She gonna come out and fight the teacher already with a see-through gown on and leave titties and stuff out. Gowns already thin, ripped all off, and leave naked. Yeah, I'll whoop that teacher ass. But they can't get you to come to no PTA meeting. They can't talk to you about your child got behavior issues. Okay. They can't talk to you about that because you don't want to hear about it. And so it's got to stop, y'all. It's got to stop. And I'm dead serious. It's got to stop. Fathers too. When they get to talking about, well, when men get to screaming about, well, I's a good father. They are, I'm this and I'm that. They get the, I don't get when no man bragging. Yeah, if a man doing, for his children and he's a good father, hey, I salute him just like I salute the mothers. But they ain't doing nothing that women ain't doing. Good women since the beginning of time. See, people got to stop thinking you got to, well, don't nobody never pat me on my back. Hell, you had them damn kids. You doing what a parent is supposed to do. Well, I ain't gonna be no parent no more, because won't nobody tell me I'm doing a good job. Y'all, it's our community needs some help. I remember one day when my girls were still in school, I had to go up to the school to the attendance office to check her in because she was late. And I was sitting there in a chair, y'all. That's why I say we got to do better. And I'm serious. I was sitting there in the chair waiting for them to write out her pass to go, her hall pass to go on to a class. And a man walked in with his son. And I mean, he was cussing. He was cussing. He was mad as hell because the mother had to go to work and he had to get up out the bed to come and bring his son and check his son in. I could have got past that, but he stood up in front of me, and when he turned his back to me, his ass was turned in my face. Okay, and his pants was halfway his ass, and all I could see was his shorts and nothing but shit in them. And he comes up there fussing with shit in his damn shorts in my face. Okay. And see, we have to be very careful about that, y'all. There's a way we have to present ourselves as it relates to our children, y'all. That's why I say it's got to be a renewal of the mind in our community. These killings got to stop. We ain't got no choice. The killings got to stop. They got to. I hate what happened to Big Juke. I hate for his family that happened. But when people start talking about retaliatory situations, because with that situation with Big Jug, I don't know what they're gonna, because when folks get around here get the hollering about, Young Dolph artists did that. Young Dolph's artists ain't did that. They know damn well Young Dolph's artists didn't do that. And see, that's what I'm talking about when they start trying to perpetuate a bloodbath. Okay. Los Angeles has an awful education system. Glad I did. Tennessee and Mississippi does too. It's even worse in Mississippi. But y'all, these killings gotta stop. They got to. Like I said, if we're going to have, if black people are going to have a, if our generation has a future, we got to stop killing each other, because all the black men gonna be gone. Okay. And what's going to end up happening is, with all the young black men gone, these kids are still going to grow up without a father, because that forces the younger women to have to go get a, they already doing it, get a baby with Mr. Johnny. He already 80. So you have a baby with him and he 80, he be dead by the time the child 5 years old, right? So they still ain't gonna have the opportunity to have their father in their life. Okay. So that's why I say the killings gotta stop, y'all. It's got to. We guys are cowards. We fought all hands, no guns. Right. When I was growing up, they fought. Okay. They fought. They weren't scared to fight. Whether they got their ass tore out the frame or not, they fought. Did you hear about the young demon that took out 7? Yeah. 7 of his family members, then turned around and took himself out. If he had took himself out, all of this trouble, that people wouldn't be going through the hurt that they're going through now. See, that's the problem. People are so selfish when they're hurting. Instead of asking for help or going to get help, they want to inflict pain upon somebody else. And then because they're such cowards, they don't want to deal with what they just did. They take themselves out when he should have took himself out first and left his family alone if he was that sick. So Whitty says we do. We don't have a true leader, no, Tim. We need someone or somebody's for real about. Well, you know how I feel about that. Now the black community don't have any leaders. A lot of our leaders died, like Dr. King, like Malcolm X. I Minister Farrakhan has a lot of teachings that I like. Dick Gregory was cool. But they made sure, and our ancestors and stuff let them do it. We did too. That there would never be another Malcolm X or Dr. King. They made sure that they every time one tried to rise up, they used a cuckabug head to kill him. That's why I say, we got to stop doing anything for money. They kill him. Somebody that's going to help our community. They don't ever intend for it to ever be that strong again. They can't have another Dr. King uniting people and doing a march on Washington. Do you know how many people was out there? They understand that if black people ever unite, we could take over. We spend more money than anybody. So we could take over. We'd have the power, but we just can't unite because we'd be worried about somebody got one more piece of French fry than them. I'm gonna take him out. They gave him one more piece of greens, cornbread than they gave me, and that kills everything. So that's why I said there has to be a renewal of the mind as it relates to our people, because unity is the answer. If our ancestors could see what was going on now, they'd be disappointed. That's true. All it takes is money, sell out easy. Right. People doing anything for some money. Anytime you'll go kill somebody for some money, knowing that you're not gonna get away with it in the end, you'll do anything. Anytime, I never thought, and I guess I'm not. I'm older. Okay, I'm in my 40s. So when I was seeing when folks was talking about, I guess he don't want no woman with her own $40. I said, now what is this here going on? Everybody's talking about I got my own $40. And I was like, what in the hell is $40? That's nothing. So I was like, okay, I guess this is just a little fad that people are saying I got my own $40. Y'all, I never in my whole life would have ever believed that these young girls and stuff was out here selling their ass for $40. I never in my life would have believed it. And so that's why I say the policing has to start in our household. Your intimacy, your bottom, your vajayjay is your most precious gift. And you sell it for $40. You letting all of these different souls and spirits up in you, and these girls don't know no better. That's the reason why a lot of these people are twisted, because they fighting with all these different spirits from these folks they laying with. And so that's why I say fathers are going to have to get in the household and be a strong figure so that they can help to raise their children, their sons, and their daughters. Okay? Their sons and their daughters. Because it ain't nowhere in the world. And mothers too. Because I'm going to tell you something. You get to thinking about these girls. That's right. He said, I see $40 coochie. I'm going to tell you something. The first thing if I start talking to a guy and we get to talking and we get serious, one of the first things I ask him, how many women you been with? Because, men like to stick their chest out about how many women they've had, but that's probably the reason why a lot of them twisted and feminine now. They got all them damn spirits fighting in them. That's why some of them don't know if they want to be a man or a woman some damn days. I said, how many women you been with? You shoot, 2 men in the count. I block him. No, nigga, you ain't get ready to bring the AIDS virus or whatever you fighting with all them different demons over here. I don't want you. You nasty. You had your face up in all them. I've been with about 100 women. You had your face all up in 100 cooches. I don't want you. You look nasty to me. I don't like men like that. Okay. Tamarian says, I like men that have some class about themselves, when they have standards. When it's some women that they wouldn't stick their wing in. Since my grannies left and let's see, left and the other elders in the family, everyone isn't united like we once were. Lets me know they were the glue that held us together. They were God-fearing people, right? And people don't believe in God no more. I get so damn sick of hearing these men hollering about, I'm God. How you think you got here, though? You don't think there's you God? I created my kids. Who created you? My mom and daddy created me. Who created them? They mom and daddy. I don't deal with damn fools either. I don't have. I let them have it, because we all know that there is, even whether you believe, you call it God or not, there is a higher entity. There is a higher power. We're in the image of it, because we create stuff with our thoughts and our words if we knew how to do it right. Okay, some people don't know how powerful they are. They'll say, "Ooh, I better not go outside. I'm a girl. If you don't put on some shoes, you're gonna catch a cold." And then that person catch a cold. You done spoke that a lot of times into that person's like, words are powerful. But see, a lot of people reaping what they sow, because it's like a double-edged sword. You start, people that know the power of words, they start trying to speak bad spells on them because they witches, and that shit backfiring on them. And that's the reason why they mouth and stuff twisted, and his tongue hanging out their mouth, slob, stomach and shit's twisted all the way around to the back of the damn back, looking like something out of a horror movie, because it's backfiring on you because you ain't using your words right. Okay. But anyways, y'all, I got off of the subject. These killings got to stop. And listen, y'all, there were a lot of citizens that was mad because of the police presence. A lot of people was upset. They was like, you don't see the call times and stuff around the city of Memphis, because the police officers are short. the call times and stuff is long. You know, people calling 911 and it's taking the officers forever to get there, but they were all out there. I mean, those all of the wards were out there. So I just wonder if the dispatcher was dispatching out any calls, right? Because my friend said to me, like I said in the other video, last night, even when the wake was over, y'all know how y'all can get the police scanners. They were offline, even in Mississippi, because I'm told that one of my subscribers says that the funeral party was some of the funeral party was going through Mississippi, um, going to going to a private airport, getting them back up out of town. Um, And Mississippi do have a lot of those small private airports that people don't know about, and they wouldn't know about them because they ain't got no money to know about them. Tamarian says, I see everything my grannies tried to tell me growing up. I just never thought things would get this bad and the streets are undefeated. Yeah. So what are they going through? What are they going to do about the violence, the gun violence? Well, they're going to have to change the laws, number one. People are always talking about the police, but the police are law enforcers. They don't know, they don't make the laws. You know, I think they want to keep us running in circles. You know, people talking, they want people to keep looking at the police, 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 police. I mean, when the police arrest them, they get back out because of how the laws are, and the lawmakers know that. So what people need to start doing is redirecting that energy at the lawmakers and shooting fire up under their ass and letting them know, if y'all don't change these damn laws, you won't be reelected. But they understand people don't know government. Um, T-Lady, why don't all do churches in Memphis have a meeting to bring Memphis rappers together? Because I don't know. The churches used to get out and they used to do stuff. They don't do that now. What they do is they really have an alliance with certain gangs and stuff. Because a lot of the preachers gang members, if you want to be honest, and they still secretly perpetuate certain stuff. And they ain't trying to bring nobody together because in secret and behind closed doors, they old asses throwing up gang signs. Miss Nelly says they need to take these AKs in and other power guns. Not all preachers, though. Not all of them. Because all preachers are not the same. There are a lot of good pastors. It starts at home. If you have no control, what do people think the laws are going to do? Parents need to be real parents again. I agree. Because you hear women talking about, now, I had my babies when I was 15 years old. And now I just want to live my life. Lady, your youngest child is 9. What are you talking about? Your kids need you. Your kids are not even grown yet. You talking about you just want to live your life. Live your life, but the reality is that you are a mother. You are a mother and you have children to raise. Your children did not ask to be born. Live your life, okay? After you provide a healthy environment for your children. People are so selfish. They always get the hollering out. They put themselves in those positions because if she was not, you know, even if she was young, if she was not taken advantage of or assaulted, she made a decision, even at her immature age, to lay down and get pregnant. And so there are consequences to everything that we do. And I'm not judgmental when it comes, you know, to women having babies and stuff young. My mother had me when she was young, okay, when she was still a teenager, and my daddy was too. Okay, so I always say, because we all have done our things. My cousins got pregnant when they were teenagers. I didn't. Okay. And so when folks say, well, you know, you didn't get pregnant when you was a teenager, but you know how people try to compare you and your cousins and your friends and stuff. I always say in my mind, it ain't but two types of people, and that's the caught and the uncaught. My cousins got caught up. I didn't. But I didn't say I wasn't doing nothing. I just didn't get caught. They got pregnant, so it was proof. They got caught. I didn't. It wasn't no proof of what I was doing because I didn't get pregnant. So I said that to say this: people have a lot to say, but folks all be doing the same. We all have little skeletons. So I don't ever get caught up and prejudging people. If I'm a lay in it, if lay something at the feet of anybody, it'll be at the feet of the parents, right? You got a 11, 12-year-old daughter. How come you ain't watching her? She get pregnant, she just fast. No, you supposed to have your eyes on your kids. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Whenever I went somewhere to somebody's house and they had kids and I had my children there, I always said, okay, keep that door open. And I have to let me sit over here because I got to be able to look in their room. I got to be able to look at you. I'd always tell my kids, I don't care where you go outside, that door is open. I got to be able to look at you, which means you can't go far because I can't see through walls and stuff. That means you got to stand right at the door so I can look at you. It ain't no reasons why parents should not be more responsible. I know you can't be everywhere at one time, but if you having children and you got to leave them somewhere, you need to make sure that environment is healthy. I was fortunate. I always had my mom and my sister. Stop this rap music because none of them doing what they saying and music, and stop putting these guns in rap music videos. Yeah, I agree. I started getting it in at 15. I was 21 when my oldest was born. I didn't start getting it in at no 15, but I did start trying to do a little experimenting when I was 17, 16 and a half, something like that. Um, with my supposed to be boyfriend. That's why I say it ain't but two types of people, the caught and the uncaught. I was 16 going on 17. I always like older men. He was 22. Shit. And I loved him. Tanya and Jayla says, Tamara, I hope Memphis is listening to. And if my mother had known that I was dealing with a 21-year-old at 16, she'd have died. And she was a good mother. New to you says, oh, they're listening. They need to take heed. The National Guard and the churches of Memphis. These churches can get together. These churches can get together. And ladies at 16, don't date no 21-year-old. Don't do it. That because he could get in trouble. Okay, don't do it. He could get in trouble. You need to date somebody that's your age. Okay. He had just turned 21. I was going on 17. That was too old for me. Auntie out here being fast. I'm wondering how my grandkids generation going to be. Girl, I be worried about my daughter's generation. I don't even want to fathom like what my grandbaby generation is going to be, because with the way they have tried to desensitize us. I mean, look at how, the men are already wearing dresses and stuff. So I was 16 and he was 20. He wasn't 21, he was 20. 16. Yeah, he was 20. He was 4 years older than me. He was 20. I was 16. He was 20, going on 17. Straight up from out of South Memphis around South Parkway. Anyways, you guys, that's what I wanted to get on to talk about. I got to get off and do a report. I have to do them reports. When I do the job, I have to do these reports and send them in and send my invoices in so that they can pay my invoice and pay me my money. Okay. But I enjoyed being on here with you guys tonight. I was going to do a live like with my gold and platinum members. Let's see, what do I have to do tomorrow? Tomorrow Thursday. Oh, snap. I got to do something tomorrow. I'm free Friday though. So we'll do a live, the gold and the platinum. We'll do a members live on Friday. Yeah, that's what we'll do. But anyways, I enjoy being on here with you guys. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. Okay. I want you guys to know that I appreciate you. All of the new subscribers coming in. We appreciate you coming in. I want my subscribers to know that y'all absolutely rock. Y'all make this channel what it is as always. It couldn't be what it is without y'all. Okay. I always say this is the real grown folks channel. We agree to disagree and push on. When the trolls come in, I cuss them out and my moderators block them and we keep going. Okay. But anyways, y'all, we're gonna start doing something a little different, okay? With some of my shows. There's some stuff that I'm gonna put into play. I'm gonna start coming on at least a couple times a week from over at my studio, because that's where my green screen is, my cameras and stuff like that. And I'll be talking about different topics and stuff like that, maybe once or twice a week when I get time. My subscribers are always complaining when I'm at home, I got my camera off. That's because, child, I can't turn it on because I'll be having on my night clothes and stuff. But I'm just getting ready to start doing something a little differently, okay? So that I got some stuff in mind, okay? But anyways, I want you guys, we're evolving, y'all. That's what we doing. We's evolving. And because I enjoy being on here with y'all, and it is definitely a enjoyment. I want to start doing it like I do my TV show. Because when I go and record my TV show, I go and record my TV show in my studio. Okay, I record it in my studio. My shows are pre-recorded, and then I edit them, and then I send them in to Comcast. Right? Well, no, I upload them to my Comcast system. I have Comcast system on my, because I have a network. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start doing some stuff differently. I could probably start streaming from over there and having my TV show on Comcast while I'm streaming with you all at the same time. That's something that I want to do so that my audience on TV and my audience on here can see me at the same time. That's something I want to work on doing. But anyways, you guys, I enjoyed you guys. I got to finish doing what I'm doing. I got to finish my report, and then I'm making me a quiche. I made a quiche the other day, y'all. I put my foot in that quiche. And I'm getting ready to make another one. It's a healthy quiche. I use ground turkey, spinach, onions, bell peppers, and all of that. Ooh, and cheese. Ooh, girl, that thing is right. Okay. But anyways, you guys, I'll talk with you guys later. I love you guys. Make sure y'all pray when y'all get off of here again. I'll talk with you later.